Good morning. I'd also like to thank the organizers for including me in the opportunity to play catch up after my boss. So it's been an intense year of working on this topic, and I think anyone that knows Rob knows that if he's passionate about something, everyone's scurrying nonstop on this. But there are a couple of lessons, Rob, that you sort of very deftly described that have been long and hard to learn and also a surprise. The first is the part Rob talked about, the fact that the source of the data is different than the design of the study. And probably not for this audience, but as many times as we say that and we talk about it, we still hear, I don't know, 90% of the time or fairly frequently that real-world evidence is equals observational data. So that's the first hurdle, because the system will not change if that bright line is believed in fact to be true. The second bright line that we've tried to talk about, and we're a regulatory agency, so we talk about it with some care, is the divide between pre and post market. It is a bright line of source, is when a product can be legally marketed, but it's not a bright line in the development of the product. And it's not a bright line in our knowledge development about the product. What we're trying to do with this entire effort is make sure that at the point the product is legally marketed, we know as much as is reasonably possible to know about it, and we will obviously continue to fill in gaps. But this notion that somehow there's a small subset of data that one must first acquire and then get on the market and then learn how to use the product is a commonly held misperception that we are working hard to, well, at least to educate. And in the one tiny correction that I will offer my boss is that it's actually our law. And I brought it along because I think it's useful to remember that there are three components to our law every time we think about that, and we are governed by our law. So we can't mandate, for example, that a certain, we can't, well, I'd ask the industry representatives if we came to you and said, I'm sorry, that's not as big a data set as we wanted. I wonder what your chief counsel would have to say. But just to remind everyone, the term substantial evidence means evidence consisting of adequate and well-controlled investigations, and I'm talking fast because I'm almost out of time, by experts qualified by scientific training and experience to evaluate the effectiveness of the drug, on which it can fairly and responsibly be concluded that the drug has the effect it's purported to have in labeling. So you have to study it, reasonable experts have to come to a conclusion, and then we have to communicate it. That is our legal mandate. So Greg, with all due respect, I don't think we believe our job is done if it's partially understood. We may have met the letter of the law, but certainly not the spirit.